And let's put you over here. Should be live. Morning, guys. Morning, ladies. Morning, ladies and gents. I am absolutely not awake, so please bear with me. Just not sleeping well this week for whatever reason, and it's resulted in very groggy mornings, which is why I haven't been. I've been trading. I just haven't been getting up as early. And today as well, I'm definitely not 100% awake just yet. Okay, so let's have a look. So no news today, no major news. Let's have a quick run over what's kind of going on. So let's do a high level overview of the markets. Let's go here. I'm going to do a recap on the weekend anyway, but let's have a very quick look at where we are. Dollar index has effectively rejected the highs. This is delayed. So it's knocked it back down. 90 down to 96, 95.50, and 95. If we do have a proper correction, if we can break outside of this range, we'll have a deeper correction. So I'm looking for trades today just to see if these levels hold or if we break through this. So if we go to the euro dollar, you can have a look. We are range bound, and what I'm looking to see, what I would like to see, but it might not happen today, I'd like to see us break out of that range. There's no news, so there's nothing that will necessarily prompt the market to do it, but that is what I would like to see. So I'll be watching the 1 hour, especially probably to see if we get near these key levels. And if that is the case, if the dollar is going to weaken, euro dollar, GBP dollar, all of those should climb. You can see here looking relatively bullish. So there's a knockback as the dollar index hit that support level. Here we can see we've come down. There's definitely a support level on cable here. We had a really strong move yesterday. My understanding was that there was a rate change, which strengthened the currency. So if the rate change increases, that often makes the currency stronger. And so that's part of the reason that cable actually had a bit of a spike up, but it has to get outside of this range as well. So I would say that there's a couple of levels involved. 1.33330 or 13330, and then I would say we've probably got to get above 3350, call it. Aussie dollar, US dollar has pulled back. Again, I'm looking to see if there's any opportunities for this to move to the upside. It's got to get above that 71.75 and then work its way to 72. Same kind of issue here. You can see what needs to happen. And Kiwi dollar, US dollar, also I'm looking for those things. So this is one of those things where I think probably best to wait and see, because all the 4 hours are range bound and they currently look bearish, but there is a possibility they could turn around and climb. Excuse me. I'm really not sleeping well. I apologize. Okay. Dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen actually looks a little bit more bullish here, and dollar yen will do its own thing. So to try to correlate on an ongoing basis, to try to correlate the dollar yen to or to the Japanese yen to dollar strength or weakness, it'll do its own thing. And you can actually see here, if you look at it on a weekly basis, although it is failing, it's constantly trying to push higher. So there is some effort here to largely to weaken the yen. Okay, that's almost certainly trying to do that across the board. We'll see they are at a major level, and they might struggle to do that. If they can break through here, they can climb a little bit higher. And I think if that's going to happen, it's going to happen across the board. So let's very quickly look at all the yen crosses. So look at euro yen to see if that's also looking bullish. Euro yen is struggling with this level of resistance over here. Pound yen, let's have a look at that. Pound yen's also got a level it has to break through. That's looking more and more bullish. I would say if this 4 hour candle currently closes up to the high, I would say it's going to break higher. So let me repeat that. I think if pound yen closes up near 151.50, I would say, and it closes there at least, I think it's going to break through. Okay, that's price action, just behavior. Aussie yen is also starting to move a little bit higher. Kiwi yen, I'm going to go to the lower time frames. Kiwi yen, a bit hard to tell. That daily looks like a daily range. If this closes lower, then I think we're going to break lower. So there's some mixed signals there. Okay, let's have a quick look at gold. Gold, there we go. Wow, gold is probably the best one to trade today, almost immediately. It's looking nice and bullish off. It's still within a range. Excuse me, monthly. It's still within that weekly range. There it is. You can see it there. I was going to say on the monthly chart here. Still within that. Morning, Richard. Morning. Still within that range. But if it breaks out there, even though it had a sort of a fake or a failed breakout here, I think it's going to keep going. Looking good. Look at that. That's a really nice 4-hour chart. As soon as you see that, you kind of know that the lower time frames are probably trending. Look at that. Okay, we'll have a look on the platform. Now I'll do it. Okay, so if that's trending, maybe how's silver doing? Silver as well. And there's a breakout. Here we go. So it's just broken out. So I would say there's now a very good chance silver is going to work its way up today to 22.75. Cool. So almost certainly right to the top of my list, gold or silver for trades. Let's have a look at copper. Looking at that wants to break out there. You can see it's trying to. Platinum. Yeah, you can't see anything on those. Oil. Brent, not going anywhere, no clear direction. I'm just looking here. I'm just looking at the last like 8 candles. Nasdaq, they've fallen quite a bit. Their weekly, daily candles had a bit of a move up and knock down, which makes sense in line with the rate increase. And now that we know, now that we know that the rate increases or rate hikes out of the US are planned and scheduled to a degree, it doesn't mean they will follow through. They could go, look, this is our plan, and then if the economy is struggling, they just change it, because they always, that is an option. But for now, we'll see what's going to happen with the markets. With the lower taxes, it might sound really odd, but if the 1% effectively own 80% of all the stocks in the world, something like that, and they don't really pay a lot of taxes, so they might still think it's worthwhile. So that's why we might see the markets continue to climb despite rate hikes initially, because the maths still works out. Okay, so in other words, even though there's a bit of a rate change, the tax is still offset, and so it's still worthwhile, it's still profitable to invest in the market. Or to at least, it's still profitable to borrow money. Okay, look at that. Tesla's tanking so far. Tesla's not looking strong. Apple, yeah, a lot of these markets are perhaps correcting deeper. Okay, Bitcoin. One last look at this. Bitcoin coming down to these lows. Bitcoin, I think currently the cryptos are tied to other equities. So I would say that if we do get a strong tank across the board, we're also going to see the same thing. It makes sense. If I was able to borrow a lot of money with low interest and I had put them all into stocks and I had extra cash, I'd put some into cryptos, because why not? So I would say that there is big money that usually goes into equities. I would say it's also in cryptos. Okay, there we go. So let's have a look at it on the platform. Let's go through and have a look at the 4-hour. I want to try and make this relatively quick. I'm sorry, ladies and gents, for having done it this way. And I just deleted all of the charts. I want to start again. I had so many charts open and I had to kind of pick where I am, so I want to just start fresh. And this is a really cool backtesting simulator for MT4, which I've been playing with, which is phenomenal for price action. But I'm going to do that at a later stage. I'm working on a program for that, which won't be ready until next year anyway. Okay, so let's go through and have a look at what is going on. Okay, and so let's start with euro dollar. I'm going to throw in some support resistance things. So let's go into indicators. Fractal. Okay. All right, range bound. There we need fine. Okay, but really strong reaction here, down to here, and another one here. So there's definitely dollars like buyers and euro sellers up here. Makes sense, because the big institutions will sell at these levels and buy at these levels until they're broken. Okay, so what do I need to see? this could potentially start moving down to the bottom. It's possible. So we could have, it's Fridays, and sometimes the markets can just move until the close, or the Forex markets can just move until close of day. So one route that this could end up doing is just moving all the way back down to the bottom here by the end of day, or even down to here, which is really extreme. It is a possibility. Alternatively, and I hope this is the case because we've been range bound for a very long period of time, if it can break out here and keep moving up to the next level. Okay, so that will give us some solid moves, you know, up into about this area. So it's one of those things where I'd mark out those levels and then watch and see how it's behaving with that. It's not ideal in other respects. Okay, sterling is going to be the same kind of problem. I would say though, if we do break below here, there could be some shorting opportunities down to these levels, because then you have a downtrend on that 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. This is looking more bearish than bullish. It's very tricky with the majors right now. Hopefully that makes sense. Look at that. Aussie dollar looks like, Kiwi dollar, sorry, looks like it really does want to head down towards a couple of these levels here. There's definitely a level here. Okay. So initially that's going to head lower. So that's the 4-hour, 1 hour. So then, okay, so there could be a short trade. I need the document, don't I? I need that document. So let's do this. Template. Let's go this way. Template, which is, I'm going to do this down to here. For me, best potential trade here, this is a 1 hour, is, it's going to say 30 minutes, 15 minutes. 15 minutes would be some sort of pullback to here. This is so far as the best one I've seen. That is would be nice to see that. Okay. Alternatively, because I said there's a danger of what's going to happen with these, alternatively, should price break above, and I'm going to put it right there, should price break and close above that, then I think, and especially if we see at the same time, so now this price should come up here, produce some nice bearish rejection candles, break below the low in this area. So this behavior, these three candles here with rejection, nice little bearish candle on a break below the low. If I could get a behavior like that here, that would be a really good sign the market is going to continue down. So if you're using the moving averages, that will be in the moving averages, the 10 and 20 moving averages. So it'll be a PLT or trend flow style setup all the way down to the bottom. Also, by the way, sorry, I see I've got an email from Adam. So Adam, if you are tuning in on this, I will respond to your email after this. Okay, I will, just so you know. I know you're trying to get hold of me. Okay, move down, pull back, and a continuation. If, on the other hand, it moves straight up and you get like a bullish close like this right up here, and then it continues higher and it closes up there, then I think I would look at euro dollar, GBP dollar, Aussie dollar, see if those are also climbing higher. If that's the case, we're getting the dollar weakness and the euro is going to start climbing higher. So it's one of those ones where this is the only one I think is worthwhile trading right now. The rest are giving mixed signals, but if they all end up moving higher, we're going to get that dollar weakness by the end of the day. But Fridays, I would say 90% of the time on a Friday, the markets just move and move and move. So where it's moving by about 3 o'clock is probably where it's just going to keep going. That's about 90% of the time. So my question is are we going to finish the week higher for the euro or lower for the euro? And it's within that range. So I think it's, either going to finish right near the bottom or right near the high. Okay. Next up. So I'm going to do the document. Let me just get this document up here. Dropbox. Trading and coaching, live stream. Okay. This is going to be 17th of December. Holy cow. I've still got like 6 days to do my shopping. It's done it as an MS Word document now. That's interesting. Okay, instead of on the other one. Okay, so I'm going to move all this down. And we'll do 17th of December. 17th of December 2021. Okay. For whatever reason. Keyboard is dusty. So I'm looking for majors are range bound. I'll change that now. Range bound. Waiting on USD weakness first. Might not happen. Dollar is there's so many reasons why the dollar would be strong, and so may not happen. And the first one is going to be NZD USD 15 minutes break retest short. Okay, break retest short. Okay, let's do this. I was doing it on another platform, that's why. Okay. I'm just going to copy the Dropbox link, put it in there for you. Obviously, you'll have to get it when it's... Yeah. Kiwi dollar. Let's do this quickly. I want to be faster on this today. I want to try to keep these to half an hour so it's worth everyone's while. Okay. See how it's starting to push right through there. So you get better, so this is why it's going to come back up to the top here. That doesn't mean you can't necessarily sell it. Okay, couple of things, guys and girls, couple of things here. That's what I was looking for. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So a couple of things here. The most we need to talk about which is the strongest level here. This point here is probably the most recent level. Why? This is the most recent low. So this is important. I'm covering price action now. This is the most recent low. We can agree on that. The previous lower low prior to this is here. Okay. So there it is. So the lowest low was here. What is the highest point between those two? It's this one here. Okay. The highest point between those two. So this is the last high, which makes it the last swing high. And this is the most recent, actually this is the most recent swing low. We created a fresh low, absolutely spectacular. So this is really crucial. This high stands as the most recent swing high. And the trend is technically only broken if we go past that. Now, so that's the first point. First point is that price can come all the way back up here and continue down, and it's legitimate. That's the first point. The second point is that a break and a retest should actually, what you really want it to do is do a move away for several candles, like 7, 8, 9 candles, and then come back and retest it. A breakthrough and an immediate retest has a lower chance of success. So if it breaks through, comes back within 3 or 4 candles, it's less likely to be a proper break and retest. A proper break and retest looks like this. Comes here, goes back over like 10 candles. Move down, come back over like 10 candles. Look at that level. So here's a move, comes back, tests it, goes down, comes back, tests it again, and carries on down. Okay, so that is likely what's happening here. Again, we're getting that dollar strength. So we're getting dollar strength, which means this is the level price actually needs to come back. So the reason I'm telling you this is, the first point was, because because I'm sleepy. So the first point that I said several times, the second point was that a break and a retest has to go away for a while and then come back. The first point was what was the most recent high. So this is the major level and it stays. The market can come up. If it fails to close above it like a solid bullish candle, that level is still respected. It is market structure and therefore the price can carry on down. So in a way, it's like a double top. That is perfectly acceptable. It doesn't mean it's exactly like this. It doesn't mean the trend isn't strong. It just means price coming back to test it again and then carry on down. So we could be getting a similar type of behavior here. And the third point, is that it's better in this situation to take a trade from here within, and so any PLTs or trend flows that's set up now, pass on them, because it's now more likely it's going to go up to here than anything else. Not guaranteed, but probably is going to do that. I would rather sell from here if I see the right signals than anywhere here. I should sell from here or from there. But this is a dangerous place because it'll come back here, potentially set up as a sell. I don't like that. It's a lower probability setup. So it means probably sell from here or sell from here, but now it's midway, it's really wishy-washy. So I'm cautious about that. So that means that I would rather potentially do this. So I'm going to update this now in the sheet, do that, okay? Or it has to come back down again, okay? It's still on my thing for a sell. We could come up here for a couple of hours and then head down, and then in 3 hours we could be down here. So just saying, a little bit cautious on that one. I didn't know this stuff. I'm learning some of the stuff as well, but yep, seems like we get those kinds of things. Okay. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen is just a bit range bound. I'm going to pass on that one. Kiwi, Swissy. Okay, so this is what I'd be looking for on this one. See, that's got a solid level there. I think this is there's 5 minutes before this closes. Might want to head a little bit lower down. That's my dog. She wants to know where my fiance's... Oh, it's breakfast time for her. Hold on a second. It's breakfast time. So she's like, I want my breakfast. It's 8. Off you go. All right. Off you go. That's okay. All right. And I'll show you the dogs quickly, so you know. Hey, come here. Huh? You okay? Okay. All right. Oh, there we go. She's probably going to want to go see what her sister's up to, and she's off. Okay, sorry. Again, sorry. Let's go. All right, off you go. Go. All right. Sorry, guys. I know we're trying to be professional here. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. I haven't had a bacon butty since I was in Aberdeen. It's been a while. Okay, so if this closes as so look at this is what we call momentum shift in price. If you get a really bearish candle close here, like closing right near the low, that usually means there's going to be a shift to the downside, which means this could head lower. That would mean dollar weakness, which means euro dollar would climb. It's a possibility. However, I think we're more likely to see it break up kind of break up. We'll see how this goes. Just so cautious today because of that. Again, a bit of a range here on dollar CAD. Look there, so there could be some moves lower. That's in a downtrend. So there could be, if we get dollar weakness, dollar CAD is probably worthwhile looking at. Down to the bottom. So I'm going to add dollar CAD to the list. Why? Well, because just generally it is trending lower. So dollar CAD in this case would be moves, pullbacks, any kind of pullbacks to the downside. When you're trading the 15 minutes, if you get a nice decent sized candle, you can often have anywhere from a 5 pip to a 15 pip stop loss, which means you're only looking for like a 10 to 30 pip target, which is lovely. And the 15-minute time frame gives you slightly less volatility and tighter spreads for that period. Have you got sound, by the way? Just checking. Yeah, she's a hot dog. She very cute. She's fully grown. She just didn't like her food when she had her growth spurt. So when she had her growth spurt, she just didn't grow because of that. Okay. So I'm going to add dollar CAD to that, USD CAD. 15 minutes, so they're all going to be 15 minutes from now. I don't know, trades lower. My main thing today is picking the general direction. There's definitely, that's moving very quickly. So if you're on okay, so that's a really nice kind of rejection with a bearish move. Now, I don't expect all of you to know this stuff, but I think I recommended the Naked Forex books to some of you. Like I ran into some people at the IX Media event, and for those of you, like if I haven't, you should look at the Naked Forex book, which is Walter Peters, very good. And anyway, so he talks about a lot about that kind of stuff, and it's had a phenomenal impact on my ability to read price action. Like just more detail. So this dollar CAD might be the one to go for, and in fact it might even break below here. And if it breaks below there'll be some moves to the downside. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and just add this one quickly. And by the way, I used to really not be a fan of trading currencies, and lately I'm a fan of trading currencies. I'm finding I'm starting to kind of, although there aren't always sustained trends on the lower time frames, all I needed to do is trend for a few hours and or just do a move, just break through a level, go to the next level, and there's money making opportunities there. Okay, so that is dollar CAD, Euro GBP. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Euro GBP looking relatively bearish. Let's go up to the 1 hour. Just look at this range bound kind of behavior here, but it doesn't mean it won't break that low and hit a bit lower. So there could be something there. Again, it's crucial to map out those levels. Crucial to kind of get those going, just to so you know what's the top of the range, and treat it initially as though it is in a range. We've got equal highs here, so maybe just, we've got a low there, so treat it as though it is in a range. And also because here we've got a bit of a rejection off the lows. So I would say that we're a range within a range. I think that's a fair assessment of what's going on. Look at that. Nice little flat level there. I would say double, two lows here, a bit of a failed breakout back in. Here's the midpoint of the range. So either pass or don't trade it, but so I would treat that as range bound. Euro Aussie. Okay, so your Aussie coming back down to a level. This might provide a buy opportunity. So what do I need to see here? Ideally, I'm going to want to see a bullish candle in this area as a possible bounce off there, possible up to this level. It's quite a strong pullback. I might even need to see a couple bounce off that level. So it's a little bit iffy. You're a Kiwi coming back. Maybe Euro Kiwi is a little bit better, back down to these levels here, but it has got a range up here. So in a situation like this, And also there is a bit of a level here, to be fair. It could turn around in these areas here, and then I would definitely make sure I've absolutely got my profit out by the time we come up to these levels. But I think both Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi, both Euro Aussie and Euro Kiwi are looking bearish. I'll put that in. Did I say bearish? I think I mean bullish. Euro AUD and Euro NZD appear bullish, waiting for price to find support. So in those situations, you're going to have to wait for that 1 hour to a candle to close. So you know immediately right off the bat, there's nothing for you to do now until 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock on those charts. Just saying on that stuff. What's happening here? There we go. If you prefer the pro real-time version of the chart things, then let me know. Okay. Right. Euro yen. Let's go with it. It's a mess. Let's go. Like in a situation like this where you're like, okay, I don't know what's going on. Go up. Go to the 4 hour. Is there any clarity? Okay. So what there is, I would say it's fair to say that it's generally producing higher lows and higher highs. Okay, that's generally the case, but it's also really messy. It shouldn't be that messy. So it means that I should probably be looking to the upside, but it also looks a bit messy. It's trying to turn around here. It's trying to turn around. There's a level here. Let's go there. Okay. Something like that. It's a bit of a mess. There we go. Here I'm going to want to see this start to break above these highs. There's no clear trend right now. So you're waiting for trend clarification. So on the 4 hour, it's in an uptrend. It's come back to these lower highs. It's trying to determine if it's going to, because it's got to knock back, if it's going to go back up. If it's going to do that, I would need to see it start to find direction. So the way in which it does that is it basically starts to break above here and then starts to pick up pace. Because above here, you've got buyers going, you need to demonstrate to me that you can go back up here. You need to show me you can come back up here. And so until you can kind of really get out of or above this kind of area, I'm not really convinced. So it's probably gonna have to get above that. So I'll put in a little thing that says that's kind of what I would expect it to do if it can stay above that. All the Windows 11 icons for some reason look really similar, very similar to me. Let's do this one. So this will be, is this Euro Yen? No. Oh, it is. Okay. Appears bullish. Bullish, waiting for range breakout. Cool. Range bound, look at that. 4 hour, let's have a look here. Okay, that's a pass, Euro CAD. Also a mess, it's a pass, pound Aussie. Oh, okay, oh, there we go, it's refreshed. Range bound, not liking it, it's got this. I need these things to break your level. So what this could mean, guys and girls, is that you have to wait until later in the day. You need a few 4 hour candles to close, there's just nothing happening. Excuse me, this could very likely head down. Very likely head down to the bottom of the range unless there's a solid breakout here. But it's not looking like that. So that looks like that might be trading to the downside, which means the 15 minutes will start to produce lower highs and lower lows. So there are some potential trades to the downside on that one. So let's grab this one. Pound Aussie. Granted, this is a little bit more advanced approach, so this is a bit more advanced than kind of straightforward stuff. In my analysis, it's break and retest is the most straightforward stuff, by the way, guys. H4 appears, H4 currently not closed, but appears as though price may head to bottom of the I'm amazed how well basic trading works repeatedly. Double bottoms, double tops. I don't like to call them that because I want to talk about what price is doing at those levels. But a break and a retest, support and resistance, they work so well. The moving averages work really well as an organic trend line. They work quite well in that respect. And I would say if you're certainly on the 1 hour, 4 hour daily, they work so well as entry opportunities. Just such straightforward stuff combined with what is the candlestick doing at this particular point in time. And usually that does the trick. Okay. Just saved it so you can refresh it if you want access to it. If you want to make notes, you see, if you make notes while I'm editing it, you're going to interfere with it. But wait till it's finished and then download a copy and then add your notes or whatever. Okay, pound Kiwi at the top of its potential range. So that what I need here, ladies and gentlemen, is clarification as to where it's going to go today. So a strong bearish close on a 4-hour candle usually would imply a shift in sentiment, and it's probably going to head down to the bottom of the range. Then I can go down to the 5 minutes or 15 minutes and look for short entries. Because remember, I'm only looking for 3-4 hour candles today. And therefore, I just need a clear signal as to what it's probably going to do for the next 6 to 7 hours. And a strong bearish candle would be a signal if it closes that way. So in other words, this is a great example of waiting 90 minutes to see how this closes. Alternatively, should I get a nice candle breaking out above here like this, but over here, then I think it's probably safe at that time to look for moves to the upside. But either way, I think Pound Aussie and Pound Kiwi are not going to be offering any clarity for the next until the US Open later today. Basically, that's where I'm going with this. Okay, so we've got a couple of the yen pairs are coming back into the old highs and potentially going to find their way up. They don't necessarily have to. They could fall back below this level of support and resistance. They could happen. Let's clear up some of these lines. Let's clean up all of these objects. Pound Swissy heading a little bit lower. GBP CAD. Seems to me that some of the GBP pairs are heading a little bit south. So this could also see, here is where I'm going to want this to break below here. So it's got a mini range within a bigger range. So here I want it to break close, like a bearish candle closing near the low is probably, without any rejection, is probably that. So again, I think pound pairs just walk away the whole day. I think they're just not worth it. Getting a bad vibe off those. Okay, Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi looks bullish, struggling, absolutely struggling here. So not much happening with Aussie Kiwi pairs. Aussie Yen. Aussie Yen back down to the lows. So this is what's tricky about the Yen pairs the last 2-3 weeks. They have wanted to climb higher, but they keep getting quite weak. So here, for example, we zoom out. There was sort of some moves up. In October, November, it's been downtrending. I would say it's safe to say it is now, this downtrend has broken. So, and that's on quite a few yen crosses. Okay, this downtrend is done, but it's still not bullish enough. So the way the markets work is the sellers are stepping out, but the buyers haven't quite stepped in to shift. So there's no momentum shift to the upside. That's the danger. But I would say keep an eye on the yen pairs. My expectation is that at some point, probably next week, the yen pairs might take off. So I'm not going to add it to the list today, but next week I want to see, really want to see them start to pick up. So once, for example, this breaks the high, then on Kiwi yen, it might break out this range and carry on. Swissy yen, you can see that slow reaction of trying to move to the upside. So I think there could be some really good trades. I don't think it's going to happen today. This is a 4-hour thing. I've got 3 4-hour candles. I'm done. I need to see, you know, this many candles. So actually next week is where I think some of the yen crosses could be good for money making opportunities on that. CAD yen, look at that. It's a mess. Strong downtrend, deep retracement, higher low, but it has to break that. So there are some rules that has to be broken for price. So where's the most recent low? Let me repeat what I was doing earlier. The furthest low that we've been in recent history, in all of this history, is here. Okay, so that is the lowest low we've had. The highest high prior to that, so if we ignore this one, what was the next highest high? It was up here, this one, there. So we went from this high to this low to so far a lower high. However, that downtrend is still in place. So it sounds really odd because although this is a lower high, it's a temporary lower high because until price breaks below here, through here, this is still the most major high. If price now breaks above here, that's absolutely now confirmation the market is going to head higher. So for now, we could still come all the way. So my point is, if we don't break this low, we could come all the way up to here and then carry on all the way down and break through it and still be that downtrend market structure is still valid. Hopefully that makes sense. Because that's the most recent high that is followed by a low. This is the most recent high that is not followed by a low in a downtrend. So it's in an awkward place where I think it's probably going to come up and break it. But I would say for sure that we are definitely now in a bigger move to the upside when we break this high. Because those are the last major structures within this downtrend. Okay. CAD Swissy. Okay, also a bit range bound. So let's go back to some of these other ones. There was Aussie Swissy. Is back within these kind of range things. Downtrend, back up to this high. So there's a level of resistance here. So downtrend, there was a level there. Another one, it's broken up above that. It's now back below it. It's producing high lows, high highs. Should be bullish. A lot of these markets are just kind of acting up. Okay, so Aussie CAD. Aussie CAD could be getting ready to provide some moves up to that level or potentially up to this level here. So what am I looking for here? Here, I'm really looking to see if there's going to be a rejection of this level and a head up a little bit higher. So here, what I want to see on that, potentially, and I would definitely make sure I've taken some profit here, is a shift. Here, you've got lower highs, lower lows. I would want to see high lows, high highs, and probably break that to see that it's going to head up to the top. So the 1 hour might be a bit of a clue there. I'm looking for, there might be a bit of a high low happening here. Almost sitting, you want to break that. It's not a great reward to risk setup. So what I'm looking for here, the 4 hours looking bullish. This was a downtrend. I would say this is now starting, it's come back up here. I think it's now going to continue to the upside. The 4 hour candle looks like it might even close as a bullish candle. So there could be a straightforward trade. Wait for the bullish candle. If it closes as a nice white candle in this example up here, like that, entry above the high, stop loss below the low, it is going to it's going to bump its head here. But if it can break through that and go up to there, and I'm there by late afternoon, close it. Just bank it. That means I piggybacked on it within the range for the day. That is the move for the day. Like that's how I would just, it's not about 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. If I can get in there and it does head up higher, even if it struggles with this, I could close it out there. By the time the weekend comes, I might as well just close this as a profitable trade because it's not the most beautiful setup. It's likely to just move to the upside. So this is kind of what I'm going to be looking at. Alternatively, on the lower time frame, that 1 hour, I want to see it break up above this. So in other words, it's creating a double bottom and breaking above that, and then it should continue to the upside. Honestly, the most attractive trade setup on this is either a bullish candle here, stop loss below the low. If I'm not certain about it, if I'm not confident about it, I would risk 0.5% or less. And then trade it to the upside. Make sure I take some money off the table here. And I would say that as far as it goes, once it gets up there, if that's today, I would just close it out. Whatever it's at, and just that is a move for today. Because the other thing about day trading is accepting that sometimes it's just going to be for the day. Like, just take what's on the table today, and especially on weekends, and then just come back next week. I would say if you're trading the 4 hour within a big trend, it's a different story. But if today the purpose of this is to look for an entry on the 15 minutes, I'm really only looking to make some cash today. And then next week, I don't lose anything if I exit this trade today. Because next week I can wait for breakouts and a retest and carry on. I don't lose anything. So Aussie CAD. I'm sorry, it's 8:47. We ran a little bit late today. We're running over and it's supposed to be half an hour. Almost done though. Was it 1 hour? 4 hour. H4 wait for bullish rejection. None of them look fantastic. Sorry guys. I don't know if it's my eyes or not, but they don't look, none of these things look fantastic. Okay, Kiwi yen, Kiwi Swissy. Kiwi Swissy looks like it's just heading lower. So quite a few of the Swissy pairs, are they heading lower? They look weak. Pound Swissy, they look weak. That was a breakthrough here. So this is a bearish momentum shift. This is a bearish momentum shift. Statistically, okay, because it's got a level here. So this is a tricky part. And it broke through a level here. But statistically, this is going to sound really odd. If this closes down here and I sell, so this is like a Larry Williams approach, and it closes and I just sell, put my stop loss above the high here, just above this candle, there's a very high probability that's going to carry on down to the bottom here. Very high probability, like greater than 70%. It's very high. It might bob around, and it has to close like near the lows of it. So why do I say that? Because here it's holding it up above this level. There's a breakout below these levels, and it's a bearish breakout, but it has to close near the lows to indicate that it intends to continue going. If it rejects, you can see there's a bit of a level of resistance and support here. So if this ends up closing up here like that, then you have to wait for the next 4 hour candle. So you're waiting, can I get a green light, red light, what's going to go? A green light would be, I know that's the that's the breakout, and a close, that is the green light. If it rejects, if you get a strong wick below it, that's a red light. That's not a go. You have to wait for the next candle. If the next candle closes near the lows, then you can trade it down. And it's Friday. It's really, really tricky. So I'm just going to mark it, but could be interesting. So those are the Swiss pairs. Now the question is, did I put pound Swissy in the list? I didn't. I don't think I liked any of the GBP pairs. Pound Aussie, Euro, Yen. Okay. H4, waiting for close of current candle, must be near its lows. So let me talk about that as a trade idea. So the goal of traders is we trade higher reward to risk, 3R, 2R, 4R. So we trade those because probabilities of success are not guaranteed. So that means we will have losing trades, but the winning trades will really be worth our while. And that's absolutely true. And in trend-based markets, that's just the best way to do it. And range-based, it's it's the best way to do it. Then there's an alternative or a separate approach, which is if you're trading price action, you are trading a higher success rate. Instead of a 60% success rate, you are trading like a 90, 85, 90% success rate, that if you get a candle this size, that the candle is going to go there. This is very much Larry Williams. He would be like, if I got a candle like this, I would buy at the close and then just close the trade at like 2 days later. That's it. And the success rate on that was ridiculous. So in a trade setup like this, I am not talking about reward to risk. I'm talking about probabilities. This is price action. If this closes near the lows, the probabilities of it going down is very, very high, but I would not keep it open over the weekend. What I mean by that is, chances are that if I was in profit by the end of the day, I would just bank it, because all the purpose of me taking this trade is really just day trading for the purposes of capturing it. So there are different styles of trading. Different styles of trading that require mostly the same skills, support, resistance levels, candlesticks, mostly the same skills, but different trade management approaches. And because of that, slightly different temperaments. Like, you can change temperaments. It's like you got one hat for swing trading and another hat for range trading, or something like that. You might have a different hat for it. Okay. Euro Swissy, just want to see if they're heading lower. So look, Euro Swissy is also heading lower. So Swissy crosses to the downside look good. Kiwi Swissy. CAD Swissy. CAD Swissy I'd stay away from. Okay, gold. Gold. Man, gold is beautiful. Yes, it's coming into a level. Okay, I would be a bit wary of that. Right where it is now. I would expect, because we haven't had a reaction here in a while, I would expect a reaction off that. I'd be cautious. But that, ladies and gentlemen, gold could be next week. Yen crosses if they climb, and gold could be the winner chicken dinner kind of style stuff. On the 1 hour, that's really nice. I expect this to, what this could do, and again, it might be end of day today, comes down, comes back up and breaks up. But I'm cautious on that, but it looks really good, man. This needs to come back down to here, this kind of area, at least, potentially, and head up, or possibly even a little bit further, might come down here. I like that though. Gold, man, looks great. It's just a bit overextended. Needs to come back down. Take a breather. There could be a trade back up. So legitimately, if this can come down to these lows, or if you're trading with the moving averages, great. Moving averages will put it probably in this area. There could be a buy opportunity back up here, and that I would potentially consider. High probability. My only concern is the bigger picture says that gold might need to come back down into this area today, but man, it looks good. Might not happen today, might happen on Monday. Therefore, a buy opportunity from the moving averages to the upside looks good on gold, and probably on silver as well. So let me, I'm struggling, man. Gold. Okay, so what am I looking for? On the multiple time frame on gold, I think the 15 minutes too tight. I think 1 hour is safer. Could come all the way down here. It really could. I think this is probably the safest approach. And I haven't marked a level here, but it is, you know what, even here's 1800. How did I miss that? 1800, a break and a retest of 1800. Beautiful. That is a great idea, folks. There we go. I like that. It's very bullish. That daily is beautiful. It does have a level. I don't know why I don't have 1800 marked on here, because 1800 ounces or dollars an ounce is, sorry, not ounces, dollars an ounce is a level. I would say that is the shallowest it could retrace. So I would mark that as an absolute, and I think there should be a level here. In fact, I'm going to go to the monthly. Why do I not have $1,800? There's, okay, we'll do it on the weekly. 1830. I don't have 1800. I think this should be 1800. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm going to capture that. Just wrapping up. Sorry. Just wrapping up.
Cool.
Okay.
Gorgeous one.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. That looks good. I like that. Gold, the best, followed by silver. I'm pretty sure. Silver's going to be a similar thing, man. Look at that. Break and a retest. Really strong bullish monthly candle. It hasn't broken out really, but silver as well. If not today, next week. Okay, let's go to any other comments. No, we're good. Okay, oil. So oil for me is not looking super strong. Okay, the dailies messed up. I'd stay away from this. Stay away from oils. What's happening on the indices? They are trying to push higher. There's a bigger risk at fact. So although I think they're going to push higher and they're still bullish, I think we're right in an area where there's going to be a lot of selling or profit taking, alternatively, whichever one. Look at that. I think stay away for today. Watch what happens. Watch where they close for the week. Watch where they close for the week. Why? Look at that. Look at the big drop yesterday on that. Maybe some shorting opportunities on the weaker ones. But look, the FTSE is pushing higher. So the markets are still strong because there's no way, it's been happening lately. If the DAX is pushing higher, the FTSE is pushing higher, and the US markets are weak, then although the US markets are weak, they're not really, really weak. They're just temporarily weak. Because usually the weaker ones globally are the FTSE or the non-US ones are usually that. And therefore, if they are weak and the US markets are weak, the markets overall are weak. Okay. So there we go. That would be my thing. Bye. Cleo got a 15 minutes of spotlight in there, or fame. All right, guys and girls, thank you very much. I'm going to wrap it up here. So I would watch from the sidelines. I think the indices are very dangerous right now. Near the top, they either need to break through or they need to hit lower. Something's up, and they're in that really awkward place where they're close to the highs. Not a lot of profit, but they do look to me like they're not quite done yet. They do want to test those highs a lot. I think oils are also giving mixed signals. They could go up, they could go down. I think gold and silver look more likely to me today to go up. If the US comes online this afternoon and the markets tank, that's going to take oil and gold. It has to take oil and gold down a bit. Commodities, got to take them down. But gold and them look relatively strong. Okay, and then some of those Kiwi pairs look the best. I'm going to save this, which means you can access it. The link is in the chat. You've got it here. And it's in that, let me know if you are struggling with it, and those are the old ones there. That's it. So happy trading, careful trading, and if I do see something, I'll post it, but we'll see. Yeah, all right, guys, thank you very much. Have a good weekend, by the way. Have a good weekend. I'll probably be back on Monday. I'll probably do 8 to 8:30. I'm not sure I'm going to do 7th. In the holidays, as we get in, I'm not going to do too many of these, but I won't do it early. Cool.